Hello, this is Howard Reingold with the second video in a series that attempts to explain exactly what it is that I do online all day. To the casual observer, the way I go about my day might seem chaotic. To the unschooled eye, it might appear that I am somewhat randomly amusing myself, schmoozing with my friends online, browsing, procrastinating, even gardening, without apparently getting any productive work done. However, I do manage to convince people to pay me for the books I end up writing, the courses I teach, and the lectures I deliver. You could characterize the way I spend my life online these days as part hunting and gathering and part alchemy. The hunting and gathering is how I find out about the world. The alchemy comes in later when I try to transform what I've learned into media capable of eliciting learning in others. Today, information is abundant. Access to information is infinitely easy. Wayfinding requires skill. Finding the information that matters and knowing why it matters in the unordered flow is probably the most important task and skill in my life. I usually start the hunting and gathering part of my day by reading blogs. Many blogs. For me, reading blogs is the first level of filtering, the social filtering that enables me to keep up on topics of interest without spending all day at it. If I'm interested in deviant art, robotics, beekeeping, science fiction fandom, or pop culture, there is a blog on which someone obsessed with the subject feeds fresh links daily and explains why they matter. The problem with reading a lot of blogs is that it's time-consuming and multiplies overload. That's where RSS comes in. RSS is known as really simple syndication. Sometimes it's called rich site summary. But all you really need to know about it is that instead of frantically moving your attention around from blog to blog, you can arrange for all your favorite blogs and other information sources to send all their updates to one place that you can read very quickly, known as an aggregator or RSS reader. I use Bloglines, a free web-based RSS reader. I signed up at bloglines.com and I keep it open most of the day in a tab in my browser. In the pane on the left, I maintain a list of all the blogs I currently subscribe to. As you can see, I monitor over 100 at a time. The entries are live links. Next to the name of each blog is displayed the number of new posts to that blog since I last checked. Clicking on that link opens the new posts in the larger pane on the right. I can scroll through the posts very quickly, catching the titles and opening paragraphs. If a particular post catches my eye, I can click again and see the entire post on the original blog. And if that post links to a more primary source, I can click through to that. And then I can click back up the hierarchy and scan other blogs from the browser again. This is not a blog, but a feed of my delicious network. I will get into that in a future episode. For now, I can mark all these as new and save them to scan in the future. It's easy to add subscriptions. Clicking on Add in Bloglines gives me a form to paste in the URL of the site I want to subscribe to. Look at most blogs and many other sites and you'll see this radio-like icon and a link. Copy that link location and paste it into Bloglines. I clicked the Easy Subscribe link in Bloglines, which gave me a bookmarklet. I drag the bookmarklet to the menu bar of my browser. When I encounter a site I want to subscribe to, the bookmarklet pops up a dialog. I can select from a number of different options and even arrange to file the subscription in one of my own folders. Clicking on Subscribe adds that feed to my list.
The Blogline's menu bar tells me how many others subscribe to that feed, links to related feeds, enables me to mark all or any posts as new, and most important, makes it easy to unsubscribe. Searches can be feeds, and news searches can be feeds. Click on Advanced Search in Google or Yahoo News, enter a search term, and look on the search page for an RSS subscription, or click your bookmarklet. Here I entered my own name and got a page of stories in which my name appears. By subscribing to this search feed, I will be notified in the future whenever my name appears in one of the thousands of news sites tracked by Google News.
I don't want to give the impression that I think that just surfing the web all day constitutes productive work, although it certainly is fun. I confess that browsing through information has always been fun. For me, going back to when I was a kid and I rode my bicycle down to the library. But of course, as one is educated, one learns that gathering information is just part of a process. There's got to be a way for you to reference it, to stash it, to somehow be able to remember it later when you are trying to produce something. So in my next episode, I'm going to show how I use social bookmarking services not only to save the information that I find, but to find other people who save information that is useful to me.